That goes without saying, dude. It is a country club, so Jerome is in there in a full suit, hot as hell, steamed up, cooking steaks. That's happening. They not cooking their own steaks. I'm not insinuating that at all. But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to indulge in that with you in that setting. Be a human being. Go sit around the table and eat. Go outside and grill. Yeah, that's weirdness. Like that's one of those things that happen when people have too much money and don't know what to. You know what we ought to do? We ought to put a grill in the locker room where we shower, take craps, and shave. Yeah, I'm over good on that whole situation. But anyway, I mistakenly killed Bruce, now Caitlyn Jenner's balls yesterday, and I wanted to make sure I got back on the show and recanted those statements. The balls are alive and hopefully well, and hanging in their normal capacity below Caitlyn Jenner's junk.
The Mason-Dixon line.
Or that. I guess the big thing today was, it wasn't really big to me, but, the world stopped because this guy, Blatter, that's always funny.
Step Blatter. That's why we call him Step Blatter.
Blatter. He after like 5 days ago, he got elected as the president again for like the 90th time in a row of FIFA, the World Football Organization, or soccer for you non-Americans. And today he was like, you know what? I quit.
Which means that the Prince was stupid for dropping out.
No, I mean he was stupid. He wasn't gonna win. What you mean?
But it's crazy because when he won the other day, he was talking about how him not running for re-election or him stepping down would be the admittance that something was wrong.
Because guess what? Guess what happened today? Somebody realized something was damn wrong.
Something is wrong. But what I heard was that I guess it was Budweiser and there was a few other major sponsors that said that they would go pour their resources away from the World Cup.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I need to see official proof of that because, here's the deal: that whole situation is just as beneficial for people like Visa and Budweiser and Coca-Cola as it is in the reverse. So you can talk all that foolishness, and this is just like to me that Donald Sterling thing, right? It's like, don't tell me today, Coca-Cola or Visa, that, oh my God, this is a terrible man. Because you didn't know it 40 years ago? Like, what do you mean? Like, Donald Sterling's a racist today, but no one knew it for the past 30 years that he owned a basketball team? Get the hell out of here, man. Like, all that stuff is just is talk and people trying to blow their own horn. Like, look how socially responsible we are. You're not.
Right.
Because at this point, 1,400 people have died. Slave labor, and no one said anything until now when the feds went in there and start busting people until this 147-page indictment.
I sat back today, and when I heard that he had resigned, I read it. I sat back and thought about something he said. That I guess I kind of we laughed about it and I kind of joked about it. But I really thought, like, after the fact, like, man, when you start reading about what they had, the conditions, not the living conditions that you talked about, how you got a bunch of them just caught up in one room, but just actually the working conditions.
The working conditions are terrible. It's 190 degrees over there.
And it's like, I just got to thinking about it today. I was like, like, would I be willing? You know what I'm saying, to put myself through that? And I was like, hell no. Nah. Like,
you know that.
Like,
I don't even know why you asked yourself that question.
I mean, you got to exaggerate, but but the temperatures have been like around 145 or something like that, 150 from what I was reading.
And I would challenge anybody to tell me what the difference is between 150 and 190.
150 and 200.
Exactly.
It ain't, man.
Hot as hell is what that's called.
Yeah, you cook a little quicker.
You can't even sweat, dude. I remember talking to these dudes I was hosting this thing at the ESPN Zone. This is how long ago it was.
The quicker you sweat, it just evaporates.
I remember talking to these servicemen. They had on all their gear and everything. And they were telling us that they were about to deploy the next day. to go over to Iraq. And so I was asking about their jobs and everything. They were the engineers that go first. Like they're the ones that go like set up the water and the showers and everything. Right. So I'm like, hold on. So what y'all do before you get it set up? You're like, not a damn thing. We sit over there and just baste in 130-degree weather. I was like, my man. Yeah. No one else is going to mean this as much as I do. But thank you for your service, because there's no way in hell. If the country's freedom had to depend on me to do that, it wouldn't get done at all.
Yeah. But the real deal is that's why you see the Army, they have on like the jacket and the T-shirt, because basically what's happening is, they start sweating, and the jacket has they have jackets when they're over there. They have jackets that hold the moisture in, so that when they do sweat, that's what they're using. That's what they're using to cool themselves off with. Because my uncle actually was over. He got sent to the Middle East twice. He's been over in Afghanistan twice.
Good for him, dude.
And so that's basically what the cooling system is: the sweat, and then you put that jacket on, and it looks hot. But it has like the lining on the inside. It's moisture wicking, so the jacket don't grab any of the moisture. It all stay right there on you.
That's just bananas, dude. Like, yeah. So to all our soldiers, if you're listening to this, then no one appreciates it more than I do, because there's no way in hell they can get me to do that. It's too damn hot. Like the first time off the plane, I'm like, look here. I remember them talking about they were duplicating the New York Marathon. I think it was the New York Marathon over there. Like they had to run it at like 3:00 in the morning. Because it's too damn hot. Everybody would be dead if they tried to run it at the regular time during the day over there. Yeah, I'm kind of good on that stuff. Anyway, Sepp Blatter is no longer there. But here's the deal. Where's the article? See now.
So he's still there until they elect somebody.
Yeah, it's gonna be like December, because it's like December before they have another election. So he's gonna have time to sit. And I heard this African dude that was on the panel with Bob Lee today talk about this, and even Bob Lee was like, "That's a good ass point." He was like, "Yeah, think about it. You got all these people, like 133 people or countries that already voted for Sepp Blatter to be the president, and you already know why, because he's looking out. So what make you think that they're gonna allow some dude that's not like him to hold that position now?" And Bob Lee was like, "Damn sure." Good point. And I was like, yeah. Like, this ain't gonna end. Like, Sepp Blatter's gonna be like, look here. I've been grooming this dude for the last 20 years. It's your time, homeboy. Let's go. And just run. Do like them dudes, like them dudes that get locked up in prison. They just run the streets from the inside. Same deal. Yeah. Like, I don't have to be involved.
But that's what happened with him. He became the president's assistant. And then when that president stepped down and he got elected, and he's been there ever since.
Yeah, but that's when the organization was crappy. They wasn't making no money then. Like, his crooked ass, the one that came in and started making them all that money with TV deals and all that. They had no money. Like the whole organization as a whole, the organization as a whole was struggling and terrible. But now, like, whoever it is that succeeds this dude, first of all, it's not gonna be this Prince dude that already ran against him, because he already ran on the wrong platform. Change. You already ran on the wrong platform. These countries in Africa and these little bitty countries that's getting all this money from this World Cup stuff, they ain't trying to hear that. Because what you going to do, their biggest fear is you start, first of all, not giving every country one vote. Like a country with like 4 people as the population has the same amount of votes as the United States. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And then they get the same amount of money as the United States. Yeah, somebody who's coming in and saying change means, okay, less votes for you, and guess what? Less money as well. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. Like, certain things are just corrupt. They just rotten from the bottom up. And what you gonna do? All the U.S. want is to get a World Cup. They don't care nothing about this corruption stuff. It's that whole, look at the shiny thing over here. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing over here. They want the World Cup. England wanted the World Cup in 2018, and the United States wanted it in 2022, excuse me. And Russia and Qatar got it. Yeah. What the hell is that about? Like, that's the biggest. I talked about it the other day. Like, yeah, you can be corrupt, but then, like, don't don't like spit in my face at the same time.
Yeah, because that's overdoing it. That's just like overdoing it. Yeah, well, we're going to give it to Qatar. They only have 10,000 people that live here.
and it's 5 million degrees at midnight.
Yeah. I mean, because the real deal is okay, just think like this. If you got somebody out there building the stadium in 150-degree weather, guess what? People are going to have to watch the game in 150-degree weather.
Real talk,
yeah, so
boy.
It's like you going to have people out there having heat strokes. People going to be fainting, falling out, all kind of stuff. Get agitated. You know, folks get very agitated when it's really hot.
Well,
you know, so it's
your
like,
folks.
Right, but those are my people.
Well, not really. I mean, those people are used to it. Those are desert people. They ride camels and have turbans on their head. That was very racist, by the way.
Yeah, but it was. But true. But think about how many people actually travel to a World Cup event. You know what I'm saying? Like, people from all over the world go to the World Cup. So it's like you got people from different hemispheres, and they get there and they gonna be like, "What the
this idiot said hemisphere."
I'm saying, man, like, you know, and Lord forbid, like, the North Pole make it. You know, the people that live up north.
That's
like,
not even a country, dude. That's not even a country. It's in the north. Like, that's only true for your daughter, cuz. Like, she's the only one that's allowed to believe in the quote-unquote North Pole being somewhere people live, and elves and fat white men.
But you know what I mean, though. Like, people, I mean, it's going to be a shock. Like, when people get there, it's one thing to hit it, it's going to be 150, because, you know, they get 100 to Georgia, you know, so it's like, oh, 100, yeah, that ain't going to, you know. And then you get over there and realize that you're in the stadium and you got to strip down in your Speedos. It's gonna be hot as hell over there, man. Nobody's going to enjoy themselves. Ain't nobody going to enjoy themselves. Who the hell want to drink Coca-Cola? Who want to drink Coca-Cola in 150-degree weather?
That damn grizzly bear, that damn polar bear that be on the commercials. Look, here's the other thing. Yeah. You know, I guess the Ladies World Cup is about to start, or maybe it had already started. I'm not sure.
In Canada.
Yeah, but here's the thing that, like, see, while everybody's talking about this obvious stuff that everyone knows is happening, this corruption stuff, like, these chicks are talking about, like, gender inequality, dude. You wanna know why? They have to play soccer on artificial turf, B. Dude, they showed this chick's legs, dude. They were so burnt up with rug burns. I was like, that ain't cool. Like, that ain't cool. Here's the thing, too, dude. Some of those chicks look all right. Some of those I just saw a couple of them. Like the other day, I forgot what I was looking at. 60 Minutes or something?
No. Did you see? No, it's one girl. She's from here. I want to say she lived in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
about.
Right.
And she begged them on to let her come
back. The mixed chick.
All tatted up. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I see you, Shawty.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it was all good just a week ago. But nah, man, these chicks gotta play on turf, dude. Where they be, you know, you slide tackling people and stuff.
Well, but I'm saying, but see, that's crazy because who plays soccer on turf?
And
like
that's their beef. Before. They're like, if this was the men's tournament, everyone would be raising hell, but no one's talking about it. See, this type of stuff I be talking about. You know what I mean? Like we all want to like pluck the low hanging fruit. But there's some real stuff going on behind all this FIFA stuff. Yeah. There's some real stuff going on outside of rich white men getting richer. Like, that's the way of the world. You know what I mean? I'm pretty comfortable with it right now. You know, I'm 38 years old, and I just know that that's how it is. So I'm not going to complain too much. But the fact that you making these chicks play, I don't remember how many games. It's like, what, 5 or 6 games you got to play to win the championship in the World Cup? Something like that? Yeah. And meanwhile, you got to play on turf.
So that means, you know what that means, right? Like all that celebrating like the dudes do, and they take their shirts off and slide across the track.
Hell no.
Yeah, like you ain't celebrating. Nah, you ain't doing none of that.
No.
You know, y'all jumping up on each other, y'all chest bumping and hip bumping and all that, because ain't nobody sliding across there.
No, not on purpose. No. Yeah, they showed that chick.
That's terrible,
they showed that girl's legs. I was like, this is bad. This is bad for everybody involved, man. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we just crushed, kid. We just crushed 30 minutes, dude. 90 more to go. Close to me. Ain't going home where it's supposed to be. Hey, booty like groceries. Sports Kings Live. Big Mike, Rob Calloway. You're hearing us via Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app via your iPhone or your Android device. Don't forget, holler at us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sports Kings Live. And